Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, and I welcome you all to this session. I welcome you all on this platform of Khan Global Studies. So I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening, Shaheen. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so in the last session, we were discussing about wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, and other things. And today also, we are going to discuss a few very important topics. There are a few very important topics, and especially there is one thing which is very much relevant for your mains examination. In 2023 mains, there was a question that how this AI can help in the health sector, how it can be helping in the health sector. Now there is a specific article which was there in today's newspaper, which is with respect to AI in development of new medicines or therapies. Okay. And there is a very comprehensive article. So we are going to discuss that article in today's session. Okay. Apart from this, we are going to also discuss about this TRAI regulations. TRAI has recently given this new regulations for the spam calls which we are receiving on daily basis. Okay. So we will see that what is the impact of these spam calls and how many spam calls are actually there. Okay. If you will look at the figures, you will be so much surprised that how much spam calls are being generated per day. Okay. Then we will talk about this one special body, UN Human Rights. This is an international institution which has given a report on Bangladesh, that how human rights violations are taking place over there. So that is one thing which we are going to discuss. The third important topic is AI in healthcare. And in AI in healthcare also, we are going to especially talk about drug development, means how we develop the medicine and how especially AI is going to be important here. Plus, we are going to talk about this provision also, convicted persons contesting elections. That what are the provisions with respect to this? What are the judgments with respect to this convicted persons? Okay. Yes. Now I think the winter is over. Okay. So it is not even half of this month. It is 13th of Feb today, and the temperatures have increased across the country. This time we didn't even get that somewhat amount of rainfall which we used to get from western disturbances. So that also we missed it this time. Okay. So convicted persons contesting elections. Like there is one important topic, AI in healthcare. This is a very important topic. This is a very important topic which we are going to talk, AI in healthcare, especially drug development. Okay. Now, let us start first with this TRAI rules on spam calls and text messages. Okay. So recently, TRAI has given some rules. TRAI has given some it has tightened some rules on this text message. So what it has said, like recently, last day on 12th of Feb, TRAI has notified some strict rules for spam calls. Okay. So what are the new rules? Let us talk about this. The new guidelines. TRAI has given some new rules. So what these rules are, let us try to talk about this first. That what rules have been made by this TRAI. Okay. So now see, if we talk about this, it has said that if there is any complaint with respect to a spam call, the telecom companies have to act on that complaint within a week. Okay. So there is one thing, a timeline or time limit of 7 days for complaint of spam calls by telecom companies. that telecom companies, like suppose we are talking about, let us say, Bharti Airtel or Reliance Jio or any such telecom companies, if they are receiving a complaint from a consumer that I am getting repeated spam call from a particular number, so they have to act on that complaint within 7 days. That has been mandated now. Okay. This is one thing which has been like given to TRAI. Okay. Then it has also been said that you have to also work for identification of legitimate messages. Okay. So 4 keywords or 4 like words have been said, that identification of legitimate messages, identification of legitimate message. So government TRAI has given this direction that you have to, like, whenever you are getting a, like suppose if you are getting a message on your phone, normally it starts with like let's say CP, AD, etc., etc., VK, AD, JK, etc., etc., means depends on like which company is sending these messages, from which platform it is coming. So now it has said that you have to like give a identification mark for the customer. You have to give a identification mark for the customer. Like P is for promotional messages. Okay, if there is a message coming in from where P is written, like suppose right now if you are getting a text message, it is written like CP this or AD that, VK that, etc., etc. So now it has said that that number which comes in your message, or that names which come in your message, it should start with this P for promotional. Okay. Then S for service, S for service, T for transactional, and G for governmental. So that people can identify it, that okay, promotional, if a number, if a message is coming to them, they can identify that whether it is a promotional message, whether it is a service message, whether it is a transactional message, whether it is a governmental message. So there should be a clear identification of the message just by looking at the name. So that is one thing which has been said to the telecom operators, that they have to do this part. They have to classify according to this part. Okay. Then there is also penalties for violation. There is also provision of penalty. Penalty is for both the telecom operators, the telecom companies, plus also those who are sending these spam messages. If someone is sending spam messages, so first time offender, if someone is sending a spam messages, first time offender will get a 15 days service ban. 15 days service ban. Okay. And if they are repeated, if they are repeating this, 1 year ban. Okay. If they are repeat offenders, so 1 year ban. So suppose that a company is there. Suppose that there is a XYZ company. Let us say there was a XYZ company, and you have asked this company not to send you any promotional messages. You have asked the company XYZ that they should not be sending you any such promotional messages. And still, somehow they are sending you a promotional message. So then this company will first face a ban of 15 days. And if it is repeating the offense, it may face a ban of up to 1 year also. Okay. So that is one part. Second thing is telecom companies. The telecom companies, they will also get a ban. They will also get a penalty, not ban. Telecom companies, if they are not properly reporting the spam complaints, if they misreport, spam, so they will get a penalty of rupees 2 to 10 lakh. Okay. So penalty of penalty of rupees 2 to 10 lakh. So they will be also given some penalties. So if a company, if a telecom company is not working properly, they will also be like given some penalties. Now there is one very interesting component which has been suggested by this TRAI, and that is use of AI. Use of AI. Now understand this, how this is going to be used here. Suppose that if you are getting a call from any of the companies, like they are saying that they are calling you and say that, dear customers, you have got a huge lottery of 1 crore rupees, just send us 5,000 rupees and we will immediately transfer you 1 crore. So normally if you get any such message, as soon as they speak dear customer, you know that it is a promotional call. So generally what you do, you disconnect the call. Generally if you are getting a spam call, it is disconnected within a few seconds. It is generally getting disconnected within a few seconds. Nowadays you will find that people are calling from the normal mobile numbers also to sell credit card, to sell something or other options. Okay. So normally as soon as you hear the voice, you disconnect the call. So now in this condition, AI will be used. If one person is using a mobile number, he is continuously calling 100 people, and every time after he calls, his call is getting disconnected within a few seconds. Then that number will be monitored, that why this person, when he is calling to someone, all of his calls are getting disconnected within a few seconds. Is he spamming people? Is he trying to lure people into something? So using the AI, the call duration will be monitored. Okay. So monitoring of call duration, to detect spam, calls. So this will also be done as part of AI in the case of this TRAI rules. Okay. Plus DND app has to be like properly updated from time to time, so that is also part of it. Okay, the DND app has to be updated from time to time. Now why this is crucial, let us try to see some facts and figure the significance of this. Why important? If we talk about this, why this is important, let me just give you some facts and figures. Okay, like in the recent months, it has been said that more than 90% of the people who have registered for DND, DND stands for do not disturb. In mobile phones, you have an option that you can register for do not disturb calls. Okay. So when you register for DND, you don't get the promotional messages and everything. So the normal thing is, when someone is registering for DND, they should not be getting the spam call. But it has been seen that more than 90 to 95% people are getting spam calls even after registering for DND. Okay. So 95, that is a huge number. If 10% people are getting spam calls, that still we can understand. But 95, 96% people who have registered for DND are still getting spam calls. Okay. So more than 90%. More than 90% people who have registered for DND, they are still getting the spam calls. They still get this spam call. So that is one of the challenge. Okay. Just to give you one thing, Airtel, one of the leading telecom operator in India, has flagged 8 billion spam calls in just 2.5 months. Okay. So Airtel, it has flagged, means it has identified 8 billion spam call. And this spam call was done within 2.5 months. Okay. So they have identified 8 billion spam calls. Suppose if they are able to like detect only some of the spam calls, still you are getting many spam calls in your mobile phones. So they have been able to detect 8 billion spam calls for Airtel users within 2.5 months. From there, you can imagine how many spam calls are coming per day to millions and millions of consumers. Okay. Now, there is an interesting part of this. There is an interesting part of this. The interesting part is 76% spam call, 76% of the spam calls which have been detected by multiple companies, they are directed towards male consumer. Okay. Male consumer. So they think that you can easily make a male fool. Okay. You can easily make them April fool or something. So 76% of the spam calls are directed towards male consumers. Okay. Their main target is male consumers, and particularly majority of the spam calls target age group of 36 to 60. This is the age group which is mostly targeted, 36 to 60. Okay. Second number is of course the youth generation. Second number, on the second part you have the youth generation, but this is the most targeted group. This is the most targeted group, 36 to 60 years, and mostly male consumers. That if there are 100 spam calls, 76 of those spam calls are made to male customers. Okay. So that is one thing which we get in case of spam calls. Okay. Now, coming to the second topic. Coming to the second topic, that is basically with respect to a UN body. That is basically with respect to this UN body. And it is UN Human Rights Office. Okay. So this is a small topic. There is a thing called as UN Human Rights Office. UN Human Rights Office. So this has given a report. Report is simply that in Bangladesh, why male consumers? Think about this. Why they are targeting male consumers? Okay. Why they are targeting this male consumers? They think that it is easier to trick the male consumers. It is easier to trick the male consumers. That is their thought. Okay. That you can easily trick them. Okay. Spam call के पास number कैसे जाता होगा? See, they are obtaining it from multiple sources. They are obtaining it from the multiple websites where you are getting enrolled. Sometimes, like suppose you are scrolling through Instagram or you're scrolling through YouTube also, there are so many forms which are pre-filled. Means they are able to identify your phone number. Even if you are just visiting that website, they are able to identify your phone numbers, your mail ID, etc., etc. Okay. So from there also they get this detail. They get it from multiple even telecom operators also. Sometimes there is a leak of number also. Plus numbers are generally coming in a pattern. Numbers are generally coming in a pattern. So they are like randomly targeting any group of person. Okay. So that is one thing. Now, when we talk about this organization, so it has reported that there has been violations. Okay. UN Human Rights Office, this has said that there has been violation of human rights in Bangladesh. Okay. So that we also know, that we don't have to go in detail of this. What is this organization? This is a special agency. This is a special agency of United Nations. Can you tell me when was this established? When did we have this establishment of this organization? It was established almost 32 years ago in 1993. Okay. So this has been established in 1993. Okay. As it is clear from the name, it is basically monitoring the violation of human rights across the world. Okay. Monitors, this one monitors the violation of human rights across the world. Okay. Now, it is not only for monitoring this, it is even giving the guidelines to the national government. It is even giving the guidelines to the national governments that how you should be ensuring the human rights of your citizens. Okay. So it is even the assisting the government. It also assists government for human rights. It is even assisting the government for human rights, that how we can enforce the human rights across the part. Okay. Then it is also promoting various initiatives, for human rights. Okay. So that is basically its work. It looks at the human rights violation. It promotes certain programs. It can help also NGOs and others to work for human rights. So it has given recently this report that when Bangladesh was under the presidentship, under this Sheikh Hasina government also, then also there was human right violation, and under the new government also, which is under the guidance of Muhammad Yunus. So under his government also there has been continued human rights violation in Bangladesh. Okay. So that is one thing which has been highlighted by this body. So this is a small news article. You have to just know that it is a special agency of United Nations doing these works. Okay. So this is a smaller topic. Okay. Now 1993 when it was established. Okay. Now coming to the third and the most important topic for the day, AI, artificial intelligence in drug development. AI in drug development. Okay. Now, before we go into this, the use of artificial intelligence in drug development, first tell me one simple part. What is AI? First tell me this one part. What is artificial intelligence? Can we expect that Sheikh Hasina will return to Bangladesh in future? It's very unlikely, very unlikely that Sheikh Hasina will be able to return back Bangladesh any soon. Okay. Like the conditions which are there in Bangladesh, it will take some time for things to get normalized. Now, Bangladesh is in such a crisis that it wanted to avert a crisis, or it wanted to come out of that challenge which it was facing during Sheikh Hasina's rule. Now, the rule is gone, the Prime Minister is gone, but the challenges are still there. Okay. So, there is no such chance, I think, or it's highly unlikely that she might be able to return. A technology that simulates human intelligence in machines, enabling them to learn, reason, and solve problems. Good. Okay. So artificial intelligence. Okay. Artificial intelligence. This is basically a mimicry. This is basically a mimicry of human intelligence. They are trying to mimic, they are trying to copy the human intelligence system. What is the human intelligence? We learn from our mistakes, we learn from the data, we learn from so many things which are happening around us. So we are learning from all these things, we are able to reason, we are able to give logic for certain things. So that is human intelligence. So artificial intelligence is something which is trying to mimic, yes, it is trying to mimic the human intelligence. Okay. Now, why this is crucial? Why this is crucial for drug development or drug testing? Okay. See, when we talk about drug development, it has multiple stages. Like suppose there is a X problem, there is a X disease. So first of all, there is a number of possible medicines which are conceptualized. A number of such formulas are conceptualized which may be useful against this X. Okay. The first thing is determination of drug formula. The first part is there will be determination of drug formula. Then there will be testing of it on rat. Normally rats are taken. Okay, normally lab rats are taken. So there is testing of it. Once in this case, if it is successful, then they try to get the approval for human trial. Approval for human trial. Then there is human trial. Then there is human trial. If successful, then this is released. Okay. And then we also have marketing. Then we also have this marketing. Okay. So what we see that if we are looking at a drug development, there are multiple stages. We have just taken a simple form. There are so many other things which are involved. But first there is determination of the formulas. There can be hundreds of possible medicine formulas, and out of that we have to choose some of them. Then there is a test on the rats or others. So that is the second part, test on the animals. Once it is successful, then they get the approval for human trial. Now finding human trial is also difficult. Even if they go through it and if it is successful, then they will get this approval again from the government for release of it. And then they have to do the marketing of it also. So it is very much costly. It is very much time consuming, plus it takes a lot of risk. Okay. It requires like around $1 billion, 10 years, with an accuracy of or with a success rate of only 14% to develop a drug. Okay. So what we see that cost can be approximately, in the present times, cost can be approximately $10 billion. Sorry, $1 billion, not 10, $1 billion. Time, it can be up to 10 years. And success rate up to 14%. So success rate is also quite low. When a company is going for a drug development, it requires a cost of around $1 billion, time of near about 10 years, and success rate of only 14%. So that is the main concern. What other concerns are there? This is one part. Like what other concerns are also there? See, these are lab grown homogeneous. These are lab grown homogeneous rats. Means their composition is same. They have been grown in a identical. And ideal condition. But humans are not growing in the same condition. Like suppose if you have a medicine for this X disease, let us say that this is a X disease and you are having a medicine for this. So this medicine is going to be used worldwide. It will be used in Namibia also. It will be used in Botswana also. It will be used in Singapore also, it will be used in India also, will be used in Saudi Arabia also. Climatic conditions are different. People are heterogeneous. Their diversity is quite enormous. the diversity of human beings will be quite enormous. Now, this medicine has been tested upon homogeneous rats. Okay. So from there, we will not get the exact idea. Plus, at the same time, rats are able to release or remove drugs faster as compared to humans. Okay. So they are able to remove the drugs faster as compared to humans. In the human body, drug may remain for a longer period of time, so there may be side effects also. There may be possible side effects also. But rats are able to release it. So just if we go by the rat-based trial, it will not give us the exact result that what possible side effect can be there. And suppose that after rat trial, even in rat trial, if they are successful and they are going for human trial, and if some tragedy occurs, their trial will come to an end. If some tragedy occurs at this level, their trial will come to an end. So first thing is, on this level, we can use AI system. We can use AI system to calculate the efficacy of the same drugs for rat as compared to humans. So AI tools can help us in deciding the dose here. So that is the one important role. AI, here AI will help in adjusting dosage. That how much you are giving for rats, how much you should be giving for humans. So AI can be giving us that clarity that how much we should be giving it for humans. Okay. So that is one part. Second thing, this human trial. Now, for this human trial also, we don't get an enormous amount of diversity. Human trials are also on a limited set of people. Okay. Again, what we see that here also we get limited due to homogeneous demography. Most of the drugs which are tested near some areas, so they will be getting a homogeneous diversity or demography. And now this medicine has to be used for children also. This has to be used for people with special vulnerabilities also. So there will be requirement of further modification and assessment of the possible side effect. So here how this AI will help? It will help. AI will help in assessment of possible side effects. That it will help us to understand the possible side effects for this. Okay. So it will help us in this development of like possible side effects. It will be able to tell us that what can be the possible side effects. Okay. So first part, determination of drug formula, there also AI will help us. It will help us to find the possible alternative. Find possible alternative. So AI system will help us to find the possible alternatives, the best possible combinations. In the rat trial phase also, it will help us in adjusting the dosage. In the third part, in human trial also, it will help us to adjust the drug for different demography, for different set of people. So this is first part, how AI can help us. But AI also has challenges. AI is also having certain challenges. So what challenge may arise here? What may be the possible challenge? First thing is training of AI. training of AI. The first major challenge is how this AI has been trained. Okay. How this AI has been trained. Okay. So that raises question over its reliability. Okay. So it raises question on reliability. Question on reliability. That is one of the major challenge. Second challenge is, while the AI system are providing us information, how they actually work, what data they process, most of the AI systems are not transparent about it. AI systems are not transparent about what data they are using for training. Okay. So there is second challenge, a specific challenge, lack of transparency. Lack of transparency about data set or working principles of AI system. So right now what we see that one of the major challenges, how they have been developed, what data they have analyzed, these things are not made transparent by the AI developing companies. So they are not getting this full transparency, and how their training has been done, that also raises question on their reliability. So while AI can be used in the drug development at multiple stages, in deciding the combination, in adjusting the dosage after the rat trial, in adjusting on predicting the possible side effect at human trial level, they can help in this. But yes, there are challenges in terms of reliability, in terms of transparency. But there is another aspect of it. AI is not just coming in future, it is already there. AI is not going to come in future, it is already there. The Food and Drug Administration of US has allowed AI. European health agencies, they have also allowed the use of AI. Even in India, the use of AI has been permitted to certain extent. Okay. So what we see that this has been allowed. Okay. If we talk about its applicable, like is it applicable or not? Is it being used or not? Okay. So FDA, the FDA, Food and Drug Administration of United States. This FDA of United States is allowing it. Okay. So it is allowing the use of AI to support decisions regarding the safety and effectiveness of a drug. So that is a major thing. It will allow the AI system to take this decision whether a drug is safe or not. Okay. So allows AI to assess safety of drugs. Okay. Means AI can take the decisions here. AI can take the decisions here whether the drug is safe or effective or not. Okay. In the same case, if we talk about India in 2023, if we talk about India, okay. So in India also, the new drugs and clinicals trial amendment rules 2023, okay, it allow data generated by the AI system for assessing the safety and efficacy of new drugs. Okay. So it has allowed data from AI system to assess safety and efficacy of drugs. So in India also, in US also, in Europe also, Now AI has been permitted, at least on this level, that AI can be used to assess the safety and effectiveness of the medicines. Okay. So that is one part which has been allowed in India also, in US also, in European also. Okay. If AI will work in, there is a question that why only 14%? Because in many of the trials, there is side effects, there is negative results, so there is no such success rate. Okay. If AI will work in drug development, is it not harmful for human? There can be harm also, there can be benefit also. It all depends on how we are able to manage the challenge. There are two major challenges. One is about reliability. So if we are having rules regarding better training of the AI system, especially those which are going to be deployed in the health sector, then AI will become much more better. Second thing is, if we are also having the transparency in the use of data for making decisions, again it will be much more better for us. Okay. Now, one question, drug trafficking from Pakistan keeps on increasing. Punjab Dutch Center not do anything. Okay, that is a different question. Of course, center is doing taking many steps from border control or patrolling near borders to various other steps that is being taken by government. But then again, smuggling is one common thing which occurs across the border. How will AI ensure safety? No, AI is not ensuring the safety. AI will assess. Assessment means it will check whether the drug is safe or not. Normally, it is done by the humans, the doctors and all. The doctors are assessing the safety. The researchers, the scientists, they are assessing the safety of the drugs. Now, the same thing, it has been said that the same thing can also be done by the AI system. Earlier, the researchers, scientists, doctors, they were telling whether a drug is safe, effective or not. So now, according to the rules in US and even in India, the same thing can be done by AI system. Okay. That is the concept here, Harshita. I hope that is clear. So see, this is one such important topic. In AI, they will be asking you about how this AI can be helpful in the production of this, production of the drugs or development of the drugs. So that can be one of the possible questions. Okay. Now, coming to the fourth topic, the last topic. What was the last one? The last topic was, should convicted persons contest elections? Okay. So what do you say? What about the convicted person? Should they be allowed to contest elections or not? What is the provision in India? Okay. The question is this: should convicted person be allowed to contest election? So, what should be there? Those who are convicted, not those who are simply in jail. Those who are convicted of a crime means their crime has been proven. Their crime has been proven. नहीं अलाउ करेंगे तो पूरा संसद भवन खाली हो जाएगा. Okay, so first let us take a background of this, that how many people are there in India who are having criminal cases against them. Okay, so in 2024, the new Lok Sabha, if we talk about the new Lok Sabha, which we have elected in 2024, so what we see that there are 46% of MPs who have criminal cases. Okay. So 46% MPs have criminal cases. 46% of MPs have criminal cases. And in fact, 31% are facing serious charge such as rape, murder, extortion, etc. Okay. 31% facing serious charge like rape, murder, kidnapping, etc. So that is the figure. That is the figure. Okay. Now there is one more figure. Okay. There is one more important thing which we also have to see as citizens also. There is one important thing to know. If a candidate, now I am just coming to that question also, Kunal. Why government allow them to contest? Why government allow them to contest? So let me just tell you one thing about it. It has been seen there is a NGO, ADR, Association for Democratic Reforms. So that has done a survey, that has basically done this comparative analysis. It has been seen that if there is an MP who is having criminal charges against them, or generally we sometimes call them as Bahubali Neta. Okay. So if there is a Bahubali Neta or persons having criminal charges against them, their winning probability is much more higher as compared to a candidate with clean record. A candidate with a clean record has a winning probability of 4.4%. A candidate with a clean record, no criminal case, has a win ratio of 4.4%. But those who are having criminal charges against them, those who are the Bahubali Netas, they have a winning chances of at least 15.4%. Okay. So a person with criminal cases is more likely to win Indian elections as compared to a candidate with no criminal cases against them. And the ratio is at least 4 times higher. The ratio is at least 4 times higher. So that is also one aspect of why there are so many people with criminal cases or criminal charges against them. Okay. Now, what is the rule in India? What is the rule in India? The rule is not for people who are having allegations of crime. The rule is for those who have been convicted. The rule is for prohibition of a person who has been convicted of certain crimes or for a certain period of time. Okay? They have been sent to jail. So there are two things. Prohibition. There are two types of prohibition. Okay. One is simple. If there is imprisonment of more than 2 years, then that person will be prohibited from contesting the election for this time plus 6 years. Plus 6 years. Okay. So here it means he has been convicted and imprisoned. Convicted and imprisonment of more than 2 years plus 6 years. It can be more than 2 years, so it can be 3, 4, 5, whatever be this term, plus 6 more years. Okay. So he is disqualified from contesting the election. Second thing is prohibition on nature of case. On nature of case. Okay. That if a person has been convicted in certain type of cases, like cases under UAPA, UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So if a person is convicted of a crime under this UAPA, he will be debarred from contesting elections. There is no time limit here. It is permanent time. So if a person has been convicted of a crime under UAPA, he will be debarred forever. Okay. Then suppose that if there is any such case, like if there is also this provision that they have been like facing what you can say, they have been convicted of a crime which is promoting or impacting the integrity of the nation, okay, or like corruption. Okay, so in that cases also, sorry, not corruption, like untouchability. Okay. Untouchability. Okay. Or even corruption. For corruption also there is one thing. Okay. So if they have been convicted of any crime under these things and many more provisions which has been added in Representation of People Act. So if they have been convicted in these cases, they will be debarred for life for contesting election. But the thing is, first they have to get convicted. They cannot be just debarred from contesting election just because there is allegation. Now the main challenge is the cases against MPs and MLAs are running for several years. Their tenure is of 5 years. Their tenure is of 5 years. But the tenure of court cases may be extended up to 20-25 years also. The tenure of their MP or being MLA is of 5 years. Okay. But their cases may be running for a much more longer period of time. So they can become the legislators, they can make laws for the countries, and maybe after 10 years they are getting convicted. So it means we have been like run by those people who are guilty of some crimes. There have been many MPs who have been convicted, they have been sent to jail, they have been disqualified, but they have remained member of parliament for multiple years. So that is one of the major challenge. Okay. That we have so many people who are having these like having these allegations. Now, what is the main concern? What is the main concern? Very slow disposal of cases. Very slow disposal of cases. In 2016-17, it was being said that we will have fast track courts for disposal of cases against MPs or MLAs, so that either they get convicted or they get free from allegations. In any manner, we are going to have more and more people who are not having criminal charges against them. Either they will get convicted and disqualified, or they will be free from allegations. So there was a provision, there was a statement made in the parliament itself that we will have fast track courts for trying the cases of MPs or MLAs. But even after that, even after so many promises, it has not been done. So right now what we see that now it is almost 50%. Almost 50% of the people in our parliament are having criminal charges against them. Okay. So this is one of the major things. So what is the fallout? What is the implication? What is the implication? The implication is law-making process. The implication is law-making process. The quality of the law-making process. Think about this. Even if 10% of them are convicted, let us say that even if 10% of them are getting convicted, so it means we were having at least 10% of the MPs who were having or who were guilty of crimes, and they were making our law. Think about this. Criminals are making the criminal laws. So that will be one of the major challenge. That will be one of the major challenge. Criminals are making the criminal laws. Okay. So that will be a major challenge for us. Second thing is, that is Suppose if 10% are convicted, let us say that none of them is convicted, then it's fine. But even if in a hypothetical situation, even if 10% of them are convicted, then also it is a matter of concern for the people. Okay. Then again, this promotes the money and muscle power. Money and muscle power in politics. Or in other words, it promotes the criminalization of politics in India. Okay. Just to give you a figure, just to give you a fact and figure, see how has been the trend in the recent past. Okay. In 2009, it was 30%. Then 2014, it was 34%. In 2019, it was 43%. In 2024, it is 46%. So in the last 15 years, from 2009 to 2024, in the last 15 years, the numbers have almost doubled from 30% to almost 46%. So it has seen an enormous increase. Almost 1.5 times increase has been seen. Almost 1.5 times increase has been seen in the last 15 years. Okay. Even there is an increasing trend in number of MPs with serious criminal cases. Okay. Earlier the percentage was 14% for serious criminal cases. Now it has increased to 31%. People with serious criminal cases. So that is the level of increasing criminalization. That's why our point stands corrected, that if we do not look at this, if we keep on ignoring this, this will get further intensified. More and more people will be there in our parliament who will have criminal charges. It has almost reached 50% now. Maybe the next time when we are having this Lok Sabha elections in 2029, maybe it will cross 50%, and then more than half of our MPs will be those who are having criminal cases pending against them. So that is a matter of concern for the entire country. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Ad hoc judges will expedite it. First, let the judges get appointed, then we will talk about it. There is vacancy in judiciary. There is a vacancy in judiciary mainly because of this this conflict between executive and judiciary over the appointment. It gets stuck and there remains a vacancy in the judiciary. If increase in size of judge size of number of judges can help it, but then who will have to do it? The increase in number of judges will be done by the parliament. Who are there in the parliament? That is the challenge. Who are there in the parliament? Those who are having criminal cases pending against them. Who can make the rule of fast disposal of cases? The Parliament of India is empowered to make a rule for fast disposal of cases with respect to MPs or MLAs. They can decide to set up fast track courts which can dispose of the cases within 2 to 3 years. So before the end of their tenure, they can decide to set up a fast track courts. But the thing is, now they are 46% there. Okay. If someone commits a crime after entering politics, then they will be able to contest the next election. Say, if they are convicted of a crime, then they will not be allowed. If they are convicted, then they will not be allowed. See, in UAPA also, see, it is not about imposing UAPA. See, as a citizen, we believe that our MPs are good. Let us say that majority of them who are having cases against them, majority of them are innocent. So if we impose UAPA against them, that will be unfair. That will be highly unfair. even if one person who is innocent is proven guilty or given some punishment, that will be unfair. That is now not how justice system will work. But it is up to this parliament to make a law for fast track disposal of the cases. We believe that maybe even all those people who are convicted, all those who are having allegations may be not guilty. So they should be setting up the fast track courts for this, so that there can be disposal of the cases to ensure the trust of public in the parliament. Okay. I hope that is clear. Yes, judges should prioritize cases. Yes, there was a very important judgment. Sorry, not judgment. There was a recent interview of ex-CGI Justice Chandrachud. So he was giving this interview to BBC, and a similar question was there, that you should have preferred this case over previous cases. So ex-CGI Justice Chandrachud said that we cannot do this simple one part, that if something is very much interesting or something is very much popular, so we can just go for that case. We have to go in a serial manner. There are so many cases which are pending for 10 years, more than that. So there should be priority for those cases also. Now for this part, the cases are not pending just in the Supreme Court. Many of the cases are pending at the lower judiciary. Many of them may be pending at High Court. It is not pending only in the Supreme Court. It can be pending at various levels, at trial court also. Many of the cases are basically at trial levels. Okay. Trial court levels, the civil court. Okay. So there is a need of reform in that portion of judiciary also. It is not just about High Court or Supreme Court. Even at the lower judiciary, there is so many vacancies. So that has to be filled. Convicted person after jail, can he again contest election? If there is a imprisonment of two years or more than that in any of the offences which are not listed in Representation of People Act, then after the end of their imprisonment plus 6 more years, they can go for elections. Like suppose they have been given a jail for 3 years. So 3 plus 6, after 9 years, they can contest elections. But if they have been convicted under any such crimes like UAPA or untouchability, so in that condition, no matter how much is the conviction period, they will not be allowed to contest election. Okay. So I hope that is also clear, Shitesh. Now, there is one announcement for you. So in this week, we were having classes at 8 p.m. We were having classes at 8 p.m. Thank you all for your support. But from tomorrow onwards, now we are going to start our class at the original time. From tomorrow, we will start the class from 5 p.m. Okay. So tomorrow onwards, we will have our classes at 5 p.m. Okay. So that is one announcement for tomorrow's class. Okay. Today is National Women's Day. Okay. USA imposed tariff on steel and aluminum. Does it impact India trade? Yes, there will be somewhat impact, but not major impact. See, when we talk about India and US, there was a recent report that on most of the goods which we have trade relations with US, there is a tariff of 0 to 7.5%. So it is not impacting our overall trade. Okay. For most of the goods, we are having a very small or very negligible tariff or of 0 to 7.5%. So it is not that much of a major challenge for us. Okay. Yes. Of course, a very happy National Women's Day to all of you. There is basically not one single day for women. If we talk about women, all the day belongs to women. And basically, if you ask from me, I believe in equality. So like whether we talk about women or men or any gender, I believe in equality all of them. But yes, if we talk about women, like women play a very central role in upbringing of all the people. It can be in form of our mother, it can be in form of our sister, or it can be in form of our partner. So of course, like women are not just important for the country, women are also important for every person, everyone, every country, and for the entire world. Okay. So happy National Women Day to all of you. Thank you so much. And Women Day is not just for women. Women Day is for everyone. Okay. So happy National Women Day to all of you. Good night. Take care and all the best. Thank you, everyone.